Welcome back to Thrive Again. Today, we're tackling a tough topic: cohabitation. More and more couples are choosing to live together before marriage. They think it's the right step. But is it truly the path to a blessed and lasting relationship? Let's dive in. We need to talk honestly. We need to talk about God's plan. He has a plan for love, for relationships, for marriage, and His way is always the best way. Some say living together before marriage is a trial run. They believe it prepares them for marriage. They think it helps them avoid problems later. But this thinking is flawed. Cohabitation doesn't guarantee a smooth marriage. In fact, studies show the opposite. Couples who cohabitate often face more challenges in marriage: communication breakdowns, financial disagreements, unrealistic expectations. These issues can intensify when couples live together before marriage. Why add that pressure? Why not build your foundation on faith and commitment? The Bible is clear, and I am not talking about future and current changes to the Bible that tries to satisfy so-called social norms. The Bible provides us with guidance and wisdom on how to live our lives according to God's will. God created marriage as a sacred covenant between one man and one woman. This union is not just a social contract, but a divine institution, meant to reflect His love and commitment to us. It's a holy union, ordained by God Himself. When a couple stands before God and their community to exchange vows, they are entering into a lifelong commitment that mirrors the relationship between Christ and the Church. Hebrews 13:4 reminds us, "Marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage bed kept pure, for God will judge the adulterer and all the sexually immoral." This verse emphasizes the importance of fidelity and purity within the marriage covenant. Living together outside of marriage directly contradicts God's design. It not only goes against His commandments, but also undermines the foundation of trust and commitment that marriage is built upon. It disregards the sanctity of marriage. When we choose to live outside of God's plan, we invite unnecessary challenges and conflicts into our relationships. It undermines the commitment and devotion that marriage represents. Renewing vows and exchanging rings are powerful symbols of the enduring love and dedication that a married couple shares. God has a plan for us, and His plan is good. By following His design for marriage, we can experience the fullness of joy, love, and companionship that He intended for us. Marriage is a journey of growth, sacrifice, and mutual respect, and when we honor it, we honor God. We reap what we sow. This principle applies to every area of life, including relationships. When we sow seeds of convenience, we can't expect to reap a harvest of commitment. Living together before marriage might seem easier in the moment, but it can lead to heartache and disappointment down the road. God calls us to a higher standard. He calls us to live according to His principles, not our own desires. Let's honor Him in our relationships. Let's choose the path of integrity and commitment. The high road to lasting love. The world tells us to take the easy road. It suggests that love should be effortless, that we should follow our hearts without question, and that the path of least resistance is the best one. The world tells us to follow our feelings. It encourages us to act on impulse, to seek immediate gratification, and to avoid anything that requires sacrifice or hard work. But God calls us to something greater. He invites us to a higher standard, one that requires commitment, dedication, and a willingness to put Him at the center of our relationships. He calls us to walk by faith, not by sight. This means trusting in His plan, even when we can't see the outcome, and believing that His ways are higher than our ways. Choosing to wait for marriage isn't always easy. It takes patience. It takes self-control. It requires us to go against the grain of what society tells us is normal and acceptable. It takes trust in God's timing. We must believe that He knows what is best for us and that His timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our own desires or expectations. But the rewards are immeasurable. When we honor God with our choices, we open the door to His blessings. We experience a depth of love and connection that goes beyond the superficial. When you build your relationship on a foundation of faith and obedience, you invite God's blessing into your life. This foundation is strong and unshakable, able to withstand the storms of life. You experience the joy of a love that is pure, true, and lasting. A love that reflects God's love for us, one that is patient, kind, and enduring. This is the high road to lasting love, a journey worth taking. Guarding your heart and soul. Your heart is precious. Your body is a temple. When you engage in physical intimacy outside of marriage, you open yourself up to emotional and spiritual wounds. You share a part of yourself that is meant for your spouse. When you give it up to someone outside of marriage, their emotional connection to you usually declines quickly. God desires for you to experience true intimacy, not temporary highs. He designed intimacy to be a beautiful expression of love and commitment within the covenant of marriage. Don't settle for someone who is free, single, and always ready to mingle. When forever ends before it begins. Cohabitating couples often break up. The pain and heartbreak can be devastating. It's like going through a divorce without the legal protection. You may have shared finances, living arrangements, and even pets. Untangling your lives can be messy and emotionally draining. Why put yourself through that and invest so much time, money, and energy? Why not wait for the security and commitment of marriage? God's way protects your heart and your investments. It provides a framework for resolving conflict and building a strong, resilient relationship. The beauty of God's covenant. Marriage is a covenant, not a contract. It's a sacred promise before God to love, honor, and cherish one another, for better or for worse. It's a commitment to weather the storms of life together, side by side. In a marriage built on God's principles, you have a partner who will support you, encourage you, and stand by you through thick and thin. You have a teammate, a confidant, a lover, and a friend all rolled into one. Choosing faith over fear. Some say marriage is pointless because of high divorce rates. They let fear dictate their decisions. Don't let the enemy steal the joy of marriage from you. Focus on building your relationship on a foundation of faith, not fear. God can heal broken hearts. He can restore broken relationships. He can empower you to build a strong, vibrant marriage that honors Him. Thrive in the covenant of marriage. Marriage is a sacred bond, a covenant that goes beyond just a legal agreement. It is a divine institution designed by God Himself. Society may push the idea that living together without the commitment of marriage is acceptable, but this is not God's plan for us. Marriage is a partnership where both individuals grow together, support each other, and build a life rooted in love and faith. When you embrace God's plan, you open yourself up to a world of blessings. Prayer and spiritual unity become the foundation of your relationship, guiding you through life's challenges and joys. This love is not just an emotion, but a commitment to each other and to God. You will thrive again, where you will be motivated to live again. Choose God's way. It is never too late to realign your relationship with God's will and experience the fullness of His blessings. Choose to build your relationship on a foundation of faith and commitment. Seek guidance through prayer, scripture, and wise counsel to strengthen your bond. Don't forget to share this message. Your support helps us spread the word and encourage more couples to thrive in their marriages. God bless you, and we'll see you next time. May your marriage be a testament to God's love and grace.